happiness in marriage is a farce. While I do believe it is possible to be married and be happy, it's not the marriage that brings the happiness. You need to start out with a couple of happy people that really like being together and are genuinely happy together before they get married. Unfortunately, the actual process of marriage changes people. It changes views, it changes perceptions, it changes greatly the perspectives of the individuals involved. And it's very unromantic and mood killing to start off from day one after you may have had a long and successful relationship dating, maybe a very happy and fulfilling engagement. But then, when you cross over into the marriage zone and you bring in that third party, the government, just so you can get that little piece of paper that solidifies you together in the government's eyes, then that third party, that initiating your very first threesome with the government, is a turn for the worst. If you guys are interested in trying to threesome, try it while you're still dating. And if you decide that you like it and you want to keep doing threesomes, goodness gracious, don't do it with the government. In fact, pay very close attention and don't do it with anyone or any couple, any ones. Don't do it with anybody that is not going to leave. Don't do it with anybody that's going to stay there with you. That's not going to lead to a happy marriage. That's not going to lead to fulfillment and comfort. No. You might bring a third in for a night or even a weekend, but you don't want to bring in a third to stay permanently. And if you do, it should be that little Filipino nanny who's always smiling, hopping around happy, full of energy, and not your local government. And the government actually pushes the concept of marriage so hard because it gets people into circumstances that makes it more difficult for them to have independence and make their own choices in different ways. You become more dependent. You get taxed differently. You are wrapped up together in this government contract, and very often you're both working. And between the two of you, you probably have multiple jobs, and you've got multiple bills, and you're taking on multiple loans, different debt, accumulating debt, paying taxes. You're buying homes, furnitures, vehicles. You're spending more money, paying more taxes. And I'm including sales tax, the local taxes, as well as income tax that you pay to the government when you're working. And they shamelessly do all these different things to try to push the subject, to almost make it like marriage is the pinnacle. Marriage is where you want to be, where you need to be. It's a goal that you must achieve to be happy in life, to be successful, to not be ostracized, to not be a miserable old man sitting alone or an old maid sitting at home with her cats. No. They even reach out to Hollywood, and Hollywood does the same thing. And they have these TV shows like The Bachelor the Bachelorette, these different versions of different things like that. And it's very scandalous, the activity, things they do. Obviously, they're scripting it, so it's going to be interesting for television. But the way they do it on all these shows is that the winners get married. I mean, first of all, it shouldn't be a contest. And it shouldn't be trying to show it's trying to teach people, just like they're trying to teach people with these American Idol voting to how to vote, how to trigger the vote, how to encourage the votes for certain candidates in political elections. But getting back to just these bachelorette shows, that they teach you that the winners get married. And even after what they've been through in front of cameras on television, the scheming, the cheating, the lying, the back talking, or talking behind each other's backs, it's pretty darn miserable. And to say that, okay, you win, so now we're going to give you a government contract to stay with this person permanently. Yeah, yikes. I don't think so. And then you got this 90-Day Fiancé show. And I admit, I have watched that at times. My whole thing for watching it, I assume it's like other people, is to watch the craziness that happens, the ridiculousness, the things that people put themselves through, the things that people allow to be done to them, the embarrassment they go through on television, just for this idea of love with a stranger. Yeah. I watch it sometimes. It helps reinforce my comfort and desire to remain single. The bachelor life, not the married life. Yikes. Just look what they're going through, trying to find somebody to go into government contract with. Yikes. Very scary. But that's another one where they promote that the people who are successful, the people that are winners, are the ones that wind up bagging a spouse. And it's often someone from very different culture, very different generation, very different goals, very different places in their lives, very different financial situations, very different religions. It can make for interesting TV. That's true. The way they script it and encourage the arguments, the friction, the distrust, the cheating, all this stuff. Then they still go back because they want love, but they feel like they've got so much time or energy invested in it. Or is it because they're being paid for the TV show? Yeah, that's what I think. But I do watch it. I have watched it. But a lot of times I have to just cut and run, change the channel and go somewhere else because it just gets too difficult, too uncomfortable, too miserable for me to continue watching. Let me know what you guys think. Do you find some entertainment value in that stuff? This 90-Day Fiancé crap? Or do you use it more like I do as a reinforcement to remind you to I don't have any goal to get married, and if I do, damn sure not trying to go through all that BS in front of cameras to achieve that gut-wrenching, life-shattering goal. All right, fellas, let me know what you think. Over and out. Cretin Media out.